a date in November, and we went to a martini festival. So martini festival consists of multiple stations serving different type of martinis. Okay, my date went ham. My date drank a lot of martinis. In one of the lines for a martini, my date befriended this group of ladies, right? This group of ladies, two groups of ladies, one black group, one white group. I was like, whatever, like, I would speak here and there, but, you know, I'm on a fucking date. So, no, I don't want to speak to you bitches. But anywho. Like, one of the ladies pulls out a bottle of vodka. We're at a martini fest. A bottle of vodka and says, who wants a shot? I say, no, I don't want a shot. Guess who wants a fucking shot? My date. He takes the shot. He's like, you sure you don't want one? I'm like, no, I don't want one. And then later on, he apologizes. He said, sorry for getting caught up. I was like, whatever, bro. This is our second date. So I was like, not pressed. And our first date was like months before. No, our first date was months before. So we go to another martini station, and I'm good with the drink I have. He wants another one. He's in line for another one. Guess who's there? The group of ladies. But it's the group of white ladies, not the group of black ladies. Do you know one of them white ladies comes up to me and goes, I don't think you really like him. Excuse me, bitch? Yeah, I don't think you really like him. I can tell that you don't like him. This is me. I'm holding my drink like, this is our second date. I'm like, this is our second date. I don't really know what you're expecting me to do. This lady goes, I'm 30, and trust me, he's a catch, and I wouldn't let that go if I were you. Do you know who he's a catch, bitch? Do you see me right now? And here's the thing, like, I don't talk to nothing ugly. So, like, he wasn't bad looking, but bitch, do you see me? Like, that was just really crazy to me. That was insane to me because, yeah, bitch, you're 30, so mind your 30 fucking year old business. Okay? And then at the end of the date, he threw up in my car. I wish I could find that stupid white hoe and be like, is he still a catch? Is he?
I got a confession to make. I waited 3 years to tell this story about the time I dated a serial. You heard correctly. A serial. Yup. And this is how the story goes. Get your popcorn. Because it's scary. It's very scary. I swear my dating life is like it's like a sitcom or a movie. Like people describe it as. Like sometimes I'm like, dang, like why does this happen to me? This is one of the reasons why I haven't really like, you know, been out there like that. Yeah, I've been on like a couple dates, but like, I'll be home watching Netflix by myself because like these people are crazy. But here's the story. First red flag, I met this person online. Like, no, this is why I'm not on dating apps at all. They were really cute and we had a lot in common. He loved fashion. He was a model. Like he was cute. He was cute. We started chatting it up, chatting. And he was cool. Like, he was really cool. He got a good head on his shoulders. He started calling me. You know, he was consistent. Like, I really love when men are consistent. And I usually tell guys, when they ask, like, what are you looking for? Show me how you are, and I'll tell you if you're the person that I am looking for. Because you're not gonna play me. Okay? I don't play when it comes to, like, dating. Like, I date with intention. Okay? So it got to the point where like we were really getting to know each other and he was like, hey, I really want to take you on a date. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, all right. So he's from the DMV area. I don't really be dating where I'm at because I'm in Pennsylvania. Like, I can't really find my folks up here. So we go on a date. He takes me to this nice restaurant and I was looking cute or whatever. And this is like really our first time meeting because we've been like chatting it up on FaceTime and texting and him calling me all the time. Cool. Like from this point on, he was cool. And when I met him, it was cool. And he was happy to see me and I was happy to see him. Chatting up during dinner. I don't know. All of a sudden, the conversation took a dark turn. Like, we were talking and then all of a sudden he was like,
I have to tell you something.
And I was like, what do you mean? Like, okay, like, what do you got to tell me? Like, the date's going okay, I guess. And he was like,
I have really dark thoughts. What do you mean by that?
and in my gut, it was like, you have to keep asking him what kind of dark thoughts, because his eyes just went dark. His aura kind of went dark. The mask just went off. And I was like, I felt like I'm very like spiritual in a way. And I felt like guardian angels like protected me. Like when you have like this energy come at you, it's like, all right, you're in protective mode now. Like what the f is going on? Before I even went on this date, my family was like, oh, text us a safe word if the date goes like. So I try to play it off like, what kind of dark thoughts? Like, it can't be that bad. He was like,
yeah, I just have dark thoughts. I don't want to talk about it.
Bro, you brought it up. In my head, I was like, bro, you brought it up. So, like, of course I want to ask, like, come on now. Like, I be paying attention to what people be saying. And I had to ask him, like, at least 5 times for him to finally say, he leans over to me and he's like,
I have thoughts of people.
And I just looked at him and I was like, in my head, I was like, what is going on? What is happening? In reality, I was like, that's not even bad. He was like,
Wow.
So then he like calmed down and put the mask back on. I don't know, guys. I can't describe it. Like, after I was like, that's not even that bad. So like after his demeanor changed, he like put the mask back on and then he went to the bathroom. And I don't know why. My phone is right here. I didn't text nobody because I was like, I was in like, we gotta make sure this date goes as smooth as possible. Because first of all, he picked me up. And I was like, all right, I'm not trying to have him put me in the trunk, okay? Like, I gotta act as normal as possible, because that right there was very alarming. And it's crazy because he looks good. He looks like he's a well put together kind of guy. And no, what's going on up here? Like, why are you thinking like that? Oh my God, only me, bro. And I swear to God, I know people around heard what he said. And I shout out to them because like they were like, you okay? But keep watching at this table, babes. Like, I don't want nothing to happen to me. So, the date went fine. Allegedly. So he drops me off back home and he was like, I had a really great time. And, you know, I really want to take you on another date. And I was like, oh my God, totally. Like, yeah, I really enjoyed my time with you, you know? And yeah, I went inside and then he tried to plan another date. I texted him like a couple days later. Oh, and I was like, I don't think this is gonna work. And yeah, so then he started blowing up my phone. I could tell like he's never been like rejected. And I could tell like he's been with people that, you know, would like beg for him and etc. And for me, you could look good. You could look very good. But if you do not have the qualities, you could go, baby. You could go. So he was blowing up my phone and saying all types of stuff. And I was like, I just don't want to be with you. Like, he was like, but we have so much in common, da-da-da. I don't think he realized what he said to me at dinner. And I didn't want to bring it up because, first of all, he knows where I live. So more of the story is follow your gut. And just because somebody looks good does not mean you should turn the red flags off. If my husband is out here, hey. But for now, it's me, myself, and I. Okay, because that was crazy. I'm out of my confessional.
So last night, my husband decided to throw our entire family away. Our home, our family, our relationship, everything is just now done. Because apparently another woman was more important than all of that. So I had errands to run, came home from running those errands, No, I need ice. Like I was saying, came home from running my errands, couldn't find my husband, walked up. I can't do the flick thing, I'm not cool. Walked upstairs to our bedroom and found him in bed with another woman. Pretty much the worst moment of my life. Not only was she skinnier, prettier, younger, had the most beautiful bronze skin, what the fuck ever, skanky little bitch, but she clearly, I guess despite all of, the pictures of children and stuff in our house, she must have been under the impression that he was gonna be leaving me, or that we were no longer going to be married, and therefore started crying and decided to throw her clothes on very quickly and leave our house. So she's crying, I'm crying, and what does my husband do? He chases her outside, leaves me inside. And of course, when I'm like, really? Like, you're gonna chase her? He's like, basically just tells me that like that's what he wants, that I don't make him happy, that this family isn't what he wants anymore, and yeah, that's his decision, that we are no longer what he wants for his life. So I guess that's all there is to it. So when I woke up from that dream this morning, I was still hurt, still upset, heart still broken, rolled over, gave him one of these like looks. He didn't understand why I was upset. Like, how could you not understand why I'm upset that you would do that to me in my dream? Am I still upset? Yes. Do I want to know who she is? Of course. Am I gonna be okay? Are we gonna be okay? I don't know, we'll have to see. He has a lot to make up for. That's all I'm gonna say. Isn't it fun being women? It's just so fun.
Y'all ever had a friend that was delusional as fuck?
So I had a friend like this, and I learned kind of the hard way that you should stop lying to them. She had met this guy on Hinge and started telling me how he was like obsessed with her, always wanted to talk to her, always texting her, all of these things. And I was like, okay, great, but let's slow it down, because she had this pattern of doing this thing with her guys she met on Hinge or even her guy best friend. And then when they would stop talking to her or ghost or whatever, she would completely spiral, have a bad mental health break essentially. And then I would have to help her kind of pick up the pieces. So I just wanted her to slow down. So fast forward, she meets with this guy on Hinge a couple of times, they hang out, but then he ends up either not talking to her as much anymore, and I think at one point he tells her right off the bat that he's not interested in having a relationship with her. She spirals again, and I end up having to figure out a way to call her landlord to do a welfare check, because it was really, really bad. So then I go home for summer break, and we are going to dinner, we're driving back home, and then she says, oh, this is actually where he lives, let's pull up to his apartment. I'm like, what? So she's like, I just want to, just pull up to his apartment really quick. I'm like, why do we want to pull up to his apartment? Like, we don't need to do that. She's like, I just want to see something. I just want to see something. So I'm like, okay. So we pull up. She's like, I just want to look through his window. I'm like, you want to do what? She parks her car outside of this man's house that I have never met. And she's like looking through like his window from the car at first. And like, I think that's it. The lights are on, all this other stuff. I'm just thinking like, this is a bad situation, because we're both at this point trying to get to law school, at least thinking of going to law school. So I'm not trying to get caught up stalking somebody I don't even know. So then she gets out the car and she's trying to look at this man's window. I'm like, please, let's go home. Mind you, this entire time it's her car and she's driving, so I'm just in the passenger seat. She comes back in the car and she's like, we should go to the store, get some sugar and put it in his tank. I'm like, girl, no, we can't do that. At first, I'm trying to like diffuse the situation by being like, listen, like maybe he has cameras in his parking garage, or maybe there's cameras on his car that's gonna catch us doing these things. Like, listen, we're trying to get like corporate jobs. We can't be caught out here committing crimes. She's like, you really think there's a camera, girl? Because I don't think there's a camera. Like, we really should really get some sugar and put it in his tank. I'm like, listen. Then I try another way. I'm like, girl, listen, like he doesn't even deserve you. Like all of the stuff that you say. She's like, no, we should really put sugar in his tank. Like, you need to be supportive. We need to put sugar on this man's tank. Then I'm like, listen. He just doesn't want to be with you. And he told you straight up, he was honest with you, that he did not want a relationship with you, okay? He does not deserve to put sugar in his tank because of that. I know you feel like it's a crime, but it's not a crime. And we're going to get caught up and fuck up our futures. I can't do this with you. I'm trying to go to law school. Please take me home. I just feel like at the end of the day, I learned that there are some friends that you tell white lies to, but when your friend has hit a certain level of delusion, you are only hurting them by continuing to agree.